Welcome to another video by AddictedToTennis.com. What I want to talk about today is how to hold the tennis racket. Now, the type of grip you use is going to be important in determining both the type and the quality of spin you can develop out on the tennis court. And this is going to be important for learning how to throw your opponent off balance later on. But first, what I want to do is give you a first-person view of how to hold the racket to get the four fundamental grips in tennis: the Eastern grip, the semi-Western grip, the Western grip, and finally the Continental grip. Okay, now what I want you to do is get your racket in this orientation here. Now this is exactly what it would look like if you were looking at the grip holding it with your left hand, okay? And what I want you to notice is that basically you've got 8 panels, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around to form an octagon on the grip, okay? Now in order to find the right grip, what you have to do is take your hand and form a V between your thumb and your index finger, okay? Now the location of the center of that V is going to determine what type of the 4 fundamental grips you have. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that racket up and put some lines on the grip to help you demonstrate this. And if I put the V down right on the middle panel here, that's going to be an Eastern grip. Okay, now for right-handers, if I rotate that grip a little bit to the right, okay, what I'm going to have there, if I line the V up on this line, is a semi-Western grip. And if I keep going even further over, that's going to be a Western grip, and then you can go further and further to more and more extreme Western grips. Now what I'm going to do is come back, okay, back to the Eastern grip. Now if instead I move to the left, what I'm going to get is the Continental grip, okay? And if I move further and further to the left, more and more extreme examples of the Continental grip. Okay, but I didn't forget about you lefties, okay? So same thing. So for the left-handers, get that grip out there like this, okay? Form that V, same thing. That middle panel is going to be your Eastern grip, okay? But if I rotate the grip to the left, instead of getting a Continental grip, I'm going to get a semi-Western grip for the lefty, and further over, I'm going to get Western grip, and then more and more extreme examples of the Western grip if I move out that way. Okay, come back to the Eastern grip. Now if I rotate it this way to the left, now I get a Continental grip for the left-hander. And if I rotate it further and further over, I get more and more extreme examples of the Continental grip. Okay, great. Now you know how to hold the racket to get each of those 4 fundamental grips in tennis. Now what I want to do is talk about each of those grips individually and tell you what they're going to do for you on the tennis court. Let's start with the Eastern grip. Now the Eastern grip is great for generating a ball that has a minimal amount of spin, and it's going to be nice and flat and get through the court quickly. And the reason that is because when I swing through the shot with a Eastern grip, you can see that that contact point is nice and flat. Right? The angle that the racket streams are making with the ball is not tilted back or forward, and because of that, the contact point is going to be flat, generating a flat shot through the court. You're going to use this on both the forehand and the backhand side when that's the type of shot you want. But what about if you want a ball with a little bit of spin on it? Let's talk a little bit about the semi-Western and the Western grips. Now those grips are going to be used on the forehand side to generate topspin, and the reason that is because when you rotate through with the semi-Western grip, and you change that grip from the Eastern, now you notice that there is a little bit of racket head angle that occurs when I make contact with the ball. And same thing, even more so with the Western grip. When I come through, there you go, even more so with the Western. Now what that's going to do is it's going to cause the ball to topple over on itself as the strings brush up the back of the ball when you follow through your stroke. That's going to result in the ball that's going to hit and kick up nice and high on your opponent to make them hit shots above their shoulders. Now, the final grip that we discussed was a Continental grip. And the Continental grip is basically the opposite of the semi-Western and Western grip, in that it's going to give you slice or underspin. And you can imagine why. Because when I swing through, now I'm coming underneath the ball. And that's going to generate the ball basically toppling back on top of itself, or the type of spin we refer to as slice. I hope this video has been educational and has taught you a little bit about how to hold the racket and when to use the various types of grips. Look forward to coming up with some more videos on Addicted to Tennis to help you improve your game and become a great tennis player.